2 in the afternoon at IBEW Local 77 on International Boulevard in SeaTac.
7:54 now. Fast forward to later today. The Kitsap Transit Director will share details on a cross-sound fast ferry plan. Here's a look at the proposed routes. They're in red. Kitsap County will vote on funding for the service on the November 8th ballot. These red markings also show the proposed times. According to the Kitsap Sun, today's first meeting will be at the Paulsbo City Hall Council Chambers at 9:30, another at 11:30 at the Silverdale Beach Hotel, one more at the Port Orchard City Hall at 3 p.m. Uber has a new plan to improve safety. It involves selfies. They're now requiring drivers to confirm their identities with a selfie before each shift. Uber says it's aimed at installing more confidence in passengers. They hope it will prevent fraud on a driver's account.
Today kicks off the Fall Harvest Festival and Pumpkin Patch at Shilter Family Farm in Olympia. This year they are having a corn maze in the likeness of Ken Griffey Jr. Do you see him? The corn maze lasts until Halloween. There are also hay rides and a pumpkin patch. A weekend pass costs you $5. It opens at 10 a.m.
Fast forward to 11 this morning. Hundreds of people are expected to parade through downtown Seattle. It's part of the global march for elephants, rhinos, and lions. The event aims to highlight the threat of poaching and support a ban on ivory sales. Today's march begins at Broad Street Garden in the Seattle Center.
Seattle Animal Shelter is teaming up with Linwood Honda so you can fall in love with a pre-owned pet. The event is going on from 10 this morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Linwood Honda in Edmonds. They will be holding a barbecue where you can meet and hopefully adopt some cute pets. Adoption fees range from $15 to $145. You can also learn more about other shelter programs.
You may have participated in a Take Your Child to Work Day before, but Amazon employees took their parents to work yesterday. Amazon said they saw some other companies doing it, so they wanted their employees to show mom and dad what it is they do in the tech world. Many of the employees we met were in their 20s and 30s with no kids. Their parents were delighted to take a look inside the new headquarters.
And I was so surprised at her department that she works. I think it keeps her really wanting to come to work because they're all like the same age, like young ladies.
It wasn't just a millennial experience. Older employees brought their parents as well. They said parents may hear about drone delivery and smart services like listening to your voice commands, but they said coming in to see it firsthand made the tech talk more of a reality.
Manhunt for mall shooting suspect. Right now authorities are looking for the man who they believe opened fire inside the Macy's at Cascade Mall in Burlington. Overnight we have learned 5 people are now dead. We are expecting to hear an update from officials at the top of the hour.
And we've had a lot of cloud cover out there this morning, a few areas of drizzle and fog as well, but we are seeing some sunshine break through at SeaTac. Current temperature of 55 degrees. Your Cairo 7 pinpoint forecast coming up.
Customers know Tough Shed for storage buildings that blow away the competition. After 35 years, Tough Shed offers much more than great sheds. With garages, studios, and weekend cabin shells, Tough Shed has more buildings to fit your lifestyle. Complement your home and backyard with a beautiful new Tough Shed building, complete with installation and Tough Shed's legendary durability. For building ideas and free online quotes, visit us at toughshed.com or call us today at 1-800-BUY-TOUGH for the best deals on the best buildings.
Welcome back to the UPS store in Gig Harbor today. I am Dana Dearden, and Kathy, I came prepared to ship something, but you're really much more than just packing and shipping here at the UPS store.
Thanks for coming in today, and we're your full printing service center, one-stop shop. We can laminate, bind, we can do letterhead, business cards, brochures, banners, anything that you would need on that side. And that flyer for your lost puppy.
Right. And then I noticed also you do some banners for tailgating parties, which is cool too. What about, small corporations or large businesses?
For the larger companies, a lot of times they'll have us come in and we'll do their contractor jobs, which is blueprints or a large poster that they may need for an event that's coming up. Large or small, we can print it all.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Of course, if you need any more information about printing services, the UPSstore.com is the place to go. I am Dana Dearden, helping you get to know the UPS store.
There's something out there that can be serious, even fatal to infants. It's whooping cough, and people can spread it without knowing it. Understand the danger your new grandchild faces. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about a whooping cough vaccination today.
Her name was Carole King. Her story is Beautiful, the Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
October 19th through the 30th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
You're watching Cairo 7, Seattle, Tacoma, Everett.
Now at 7, we're following up on our breaking news. A manhunt on right now in Western Washington for this man. They say he is the man who shot and killed 5 people inside the Macy's at the Cascade Mall in Burlington.
Overnight, a man died. He is the 5th victim in that shooting. 4 other women have also died.
I wouldn't expect this from a small town like this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just shocking.
This morning, we are live where a press conference will be getting underway any minute now.
Cairo 7 News at 7 o'clock starts right now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Guerrero.
And I'm John Nicely. It is Saturday, September 24th. We've been on air since 6 a.m. Went on air extra early because we have new details that have come in overnight on this breaking news as the manhunt continues right now, spanning Western Washington for this guy. He is the suspected shooter in the Cascade Mall shooting in Burlington last night. So it happened right around 7 last night, so we're about 13 hours since that shooting, and troopers still don't know where this guy is. Troopers confirmed that a 5th person died at Harborview Medical Center this morning. That was a man. 4 women died last night from the shooting in the Macy's. At this point, police have not released their names or ages.
As far as we know at this time, 5 people total were shot. This is, of course, a fluid situation. We do want to catch you up on what has happened while you were sleeping. The suspect was last seen walking toward I-5 near Cascade Mall, again there in Burlington. Officers spent hours overnight searching the mall, unlocking doors and checking secure areas. We will get that update from police any minute now. We are standing by for that press conference at 8.
All right, take a look at this map showing you Cascade Mall. This is in Burlington. The shooting happened at the Macy's makeup department. We can see we pointed out Macy's, showing exactly where that's located inside the mall. And right to the left of the mall on your screen, just west of it, is Interstate 5. Just about 50 yards from that Macy's to Interstate 5. Now, that is the place where this suspect was last seen heading towards. Now, there's no information whether he continued to run or whether he possibly got inside a vehicle. We know that is certainly a possibility. In the possibility he got into a car on Interstate 5, 13 hours later, you know, there's a chance he could be multiple places. Police did move the search just west of Interstate 5. You see that area there. On the map, you can tell that there is a neighborhood there. Well, police were going door to door looking for the suspect, and we had reporters fanning out that scene. At that point, police did not find the suspect.
And we are hearing stories of bravery from people inside of that mall. One woman told Cairo 7 her niece was working inside of the mall when the shots rang out. Michelle Fuller said her niece led people to a nearby bathroom to hide, then called and left a voicemail to say that she was okay.
Not a call that you would expect to get. It was just a call just to say, hey, you know, there was a shooting at the mall and we're okay. We're alive, but they won't let us leave yet.
The Skagit County community is already coming together. According to Skagit Breaking News, Central United Methodist Church will be open from noon until 5 o'clock today in Cedro-Woolley for anyone needing a place to pray or just reflect. A prayer vigil will also be held at that same church at 5 o'clock tonight. Governor Jay Inslee is mourning alongside everyone in our community. He released a statement last night saying, in part, tragedy has struck in Washington. Our hearts are in Burlington, where a shooter has taken the lives of at least 4 people. That was last night again. Many questions remain, he said. Trudy and I send our condolences to the families of the victims and prayers for anyone injured. We urge residents to heed all safety and detour warnings. Stay close to your friends and loved ones. And we are live right now in Mount Vernon, where a press conference on the shooting of these 5 people inside Cascade Mall in Burlington is going to be starting any moment now. You can see our photographer is showing us where some officials are already making their way inside of the mall to give us an update. We can see police, State Patrol, Washington State Troopers are also on the scene of this press conference that is going to be starting any second now. Let's listen in now.
Yeah, police about to start their comments now. In this case, they bring in different agencies, all the agencies involved, whether it's State Patrol, the local police department.
Good morning.
Let's listen
Thank you all for being here this morning. Our goal this morning is to give you an update on what we've learned since last night and let you know where we're going with the investigation this morning. We're going to have our incident commander, Assistant Chief Tom Mosier from Burlington PD, along with Burlington Police Chief Van Wieringen. We're going to hear from Sheriff Will Reichert and Lieutenant Chris Kammock from Mount Vernon PD. They'll give you an update on the Skagit County Multiple Response Team, or SMART, investigation into the shooting. We'll also hear from our Skagit County Coroner, Haley Thompson. She will give you an update.
All right, obviously we're having a little trouble with our live feed there. We're going to be working to continue to get that, obviously, as the news conference is just now starting. Some more information that we want to talk about concerning this. Marie and I have been hearing on Facebook from different people saying that, hey, I saw this post, someone who says they know who the suspect is. So those tips have been going into police, and I believe we have the shot back. Is that correct?
Are we okay, guys?
Okay, we're working on getting the shot back. But in the meantime, a lot of information coming into police. So just this morning, we saw this Facebook post, and it said, hey, I saw this. And this guy posted, hey, that's my homie. That's what he said. Someone asked this guy on Facebook to call police and tell him who it was, and the guy said, it's not my business.
He says it's not my business. A lot of people are pleading, if you know anything, especially now that we have that picture from surveillance footage of the person, this man, that police say is the shooter, please call police right now. This active hunt for this man suspected of the shooting rampage at the Cascade Mall in Burlington has really now passed, what, 13 hours now, John?
Yeah, this was the scene at the mall last night. If you think about the timing, it was about 7 o'clock. That's pretty close to when the mall is going to be closing. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday night at the mall, at the Macy's and the makeup department. And as soon as the shooting happened, the call rang out. Police swarmed the scene, just very chaotic because they didn't know where the suspect was, if he was still in the mall. They eventually found out that he was last seen leaving the mall towards Interstate 5. So at the top of your screen there, that's Interstate 5, just ahead of the police vehicles. This is the picture of the suspect, and we can't show this to you enough because this is the guy police are looking for. Again, we've been hearing reports of people saying they know who that is, and so anyone who knows or thinks they know, certainly call police because, you know, they need to get as many leads as they possibly can.
And John, we are waiting to get back into this press conference that's happening right now in Burlington, where officials are updating us more about this terrible tragedy there. Can we go back to it now, guys?
One element that we've been hearing from State Patrol is that they have been getting multiple calls from people saying that they are the shooter. Now, they don't know if any of those calls were accurate, and that is certainly a very frustrating fact to know that people would potentially prank call in such a serious situation when we have 5 people dead in our community. It's really just maddening to think that people would take that opportunity to just scramble police even further. But unfortunately, those people are out there, certainly people that need better things to do, because this is something that's really impacting our community. We know that right now, also going on in Skagit County, there is a gathering at a park, and this is for people to get together and mourn and really try to come to terms and come to grips with what this is that has played out in our community in the past 13 hours.
Absolutely. And, you know, going back to that situation where people are actually calling in for some reason, saying that they are the shooter, it's not just one person doing this. I think we can go back to this press conference happening right now in Burlington. Let's try and see if this works out.
Multi-agency response team SMART has taken charge of this investigation. At this time, they are processing the Macy's store with the assistance of the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab. And as far as the individual elements of this investigation. I'll let Lieutenant Chris Kamek address those with you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Chris Kamek. I'm a lieutenant with Mount Vernon Police Department, and I'm currently the commander of Skagit's multi-agency response team. Just a little background on the team. It's comprised of about 25 investigators from Skagit County, as well as the Washington State Patrol. Our primary role is typically when serious injury or death involves a situation involving a law enforcement officer, like an officer-involved shooting, is what we're primarily called out to investigate. However, in these situations when an agency experiences a criminal event where the magnitude of the event exceeds the resources that are available, the agency can activate SMART. And in this case, Burlington Police Department activated SMART. Our primary role is the investigative component of this scene, as Assistant Chief Moser just stated. The first few hours that we were on scene were primarily in a mode waiting for the entire mall to be cleared. It took several hundred to do that, going through, clearing every room, every nook and cranny to make sure that the security footage that we've recovered is that the suspect entered the mall without a weapon. About 10 minutes later, entered Macy's with a rifle, fired multiple times, struck, again, 4 females ranging in age from a teenager to seniors. Also, a male was struck, and all 4 of those were mortally wounded. Currently, our role out there and what we're working on is basically reconstructing the entire scene. And what that involves is photographing, videoing, forensic scanning, evidence collection, including latent prints, DNA, and anything that we can do to put the scene back together. We also have a team of detectives that are pursuing tips and leads that are coming in, and I believe either after or during this conference we'll be providing you some screen captures from the security footage that we recovered with the best available shots of the suspect that we could recover at this time, so you'll be getting that. And we're hoping what that will do is open up more leads and tips from the community that we can apprehend this individual. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Haley Thompson. I'm the Skagit County Coroner. My role in this is that we are involved in determining the cause and manner of death, in addition to confirming identification of these victims. At this point in time, I have not gained entrance into the scene. They're still processing, and until that contact is made with me for me to enter in, I have not seen any of these victims. I've not had a chance to get any information yet. The plan is once I gain access into the scene, I will do my part in processing and transporting those individuals to the Skagit Valley Hospital, where an autopsy will take place. I have a pathologist on call who is willing to start that process as soon as we have the go-ahead and have the individuals with us. I will not be able to release any information on these victims until the autopsy is complete. We need to confirm their identification. There was a lot of people in the mall, and we just can't rule out anything. I hope to have some information for you as soon as that is completed and we've confirmed that. But at this time, I'm just waiting for my initial response to the scene. Thank you.
Thank you. Steve Sexton, the mayor of the city of Burlington. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that were affected by this tragedy last night. There are people waking up this morning and their world has changed forever. The city of Burlington has probably changed forever, but I don't think our way of life needs to change in our community. This was a senseless act. It was the world knocking on our doorstep, and it came to our little community here. And We had a tremendous response from our first responders. I want to thank everybody that responded, 26 agencies, almost 200 individuals. And they did a fantastic job securing that scene, getting people out that were in danger. And I know that now our support goes with them to help them extend the long arm of the law to bring the son of a bitch to justice who did this to our community. And our community comes together in times of tragedy, and we're going to do it again. And I just want to let everybody out there know if any information you may have on who might have done this, please contact the authorities. And again, thoughts and prayers to the families as their lives have changed forever. And we just want everybody in the community to know that we're going to get beyond this. So, thank you.
All right, at this point, we'll open it up for questions. I do want to let you know we have some representatives here from State Patrol as well as ATF and the FBI in case you have any questions that relate to those items.
Lieutenant, can you tell us anything about what you know about the suspect and where he might be?
Well, at this point, the suspect appears to be a male, probably late teens, mid-20s. You'll see by the photo in there he looks younger, black shirt, black shorts. Whereabouts are unknown at this point.
Do you have a preliminary identification on him? You've seen a great picture of him. Do you not have leads as to who he is?
Yeah, we've been getting a number of tips and leads in, but nothing at this point that has led to an arrest.
Do you know his name?
Do we know his name? We do not have an identity on the individual yet, and we could certainly.
This is where he will have the best.
Came in without a gun and then had one 10 minutes later. What does that tell you?
It appeared that he walked into the mall on his own first. What he was doing there, I don't know at this point. And then later on, the video image picks him up in Macy's with the rifle.
Do you think this is possibly reaching a premeditated? The rifle was planted and placed it somewhere?
You know, at this point, we're so early on in the investigation, I'd just be speculating on that. I don't know.
What was the time difference between the first entry without the rifle and the rifle?
Appears to be 10 minutes or so.
Any preliminary word on the motive from talking to the witnesses?
No, at this point in time, like I said, we're only about 12 hours into this. We haven't even gotten through the crime scene. We were interviewing in excess of 20 people last night or more. And again, any prediction at this point would just be speculation.
Is there any link between the victims?
Excuse me?
Have you found any link among the victims? Any comment, anything to tie them together?
Well, as Haley said as well, we're still working through identifications and contacting family members and doing victimology and all of that. So it's just too preliminary to comment on that.
So this was the makeup section? Do you believe he was targeting this area and using this?
I don't know at this point what his intentions or motives were.
Was the weapon recovered at the scene, or do you believe he still has it?
No, we recovered a weapon at the scene.
What was it?
It was a rifle, and I'm not going to disclose any more about the caliber or rounds fired or anything, because again, this is still an emerging investigation. We've got a suspect out there that has information and things like that, and so again, just be preliminary for me to start talking about the physical evidence.
Why do you believe that the suspect is Hispanic?
Well, I think that's conclusions drawn by people that have looked at the photograph. Dark hair, photographs aren't exact replicas because we're taking it off of security footage, but appears to be a little bit darker complected. So I suppose the race could be, anything in there. But I think that's why conclusions are being drawn there right now. And you can take a look at the photo yourself and see what conclusion you drew.
There's a report that a woman was in the dressing room in the makeup section and she heard a man yelling a woman's name over and over again. Can you talk about that? And whether that may be a possible motive that he was targeting somebody in that makeup area?
I can't speak to that, no.
Have you heard that?
I'm not going to speak to the specific facts of the investigation right now about what we have heard, what we haven't heard, and what's gone on out there, because, again, when you're talking with so many different people, witnesses, victims, people around there, we want to make sure that we get all of the information first and sort out what's factual and what might not be.
You believe the suspect is still in the area?
I don't know.
Can we talk to the FBI real quickly and
Sure.
ask if there's any reason to suspect terrorism here?
I'm Michael Knudsen, Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Seattle Field Office, and we have no indicia there is a terrorism act at this point in time.
What makes you say that?
There is no evidence to point to it at this point in time.
Can you discount that?
I cannot discount it, but I can't conclude it either. We're still in the very preliminary stages of the investigation.
Lieutenant, do you believe that he acted alone or possibly a
At this point, we're just looking for one individual.
Do you know how he got to the mall, and did he find a car or anything wrong with it?
Right now, we're just working off of the surveillance footage, which only allows us a view inside and around the immediate mall. We don't have anything exterior at this point.
Is your identification of the suspect based?
Hang on just a second. What was that?
How long did the shooting last? How long was he inside Macy's?
I don't have an exact count on that. It was, it was quite, quick. It wasn't a long length of time, minute or so on the film.
Is your identification of the suspect solely based on the video, or did you also have people tell you a description of the suspect?
Right now, I think our best imagery right now is coming from the screen capture off of the video. And then from there, hopefully people that know and recognize the individual will help us do confirmation on what facts we do or don't have. What's that? I don't have an exact count, but we had in excess of 20 that we took out. As Assistant Chief Moser said, we had so many patrons of the mall that were there who stuck around, employees and things like that. So we were interviewing for over an hour last night with multiple detectives.
It seems like the identification of the victims is a critical part of this investigation. Can you talk, maybe in broad terms, about just how difficult that is, because you have a crime scene that needs to be processed, but here we have a suspect that's on the loose that may have ties to 4 or 5 victims, yet we don't have the identities yet because it's part of the scene, but that's critical information to know now, as soon as we can, to try and make the connections. Can you talk a little bit about the challenge?
Yeah, let me tell you that probably one of the most difficult moments for us last night was knowing that there were family members outside wondering about if their loved one was in there. And, we were restricted by the time it takes to clear and make it safely so we don't have more victims in there, clearing them all for the, potentially a second shooter, a third shooter. We didn't know at the time until we cleared it and got the facts of that. The relationships, it certainly is, but at the same time, we have to be able to reconstruct this crime scene in a way that when we bring this individual to justice, that there is a fair and objective and transparent case that's presented on what his actions do. So that does take time. And we want to make sure that we're very careful and that we're very cautious in our approach and that we're very thorough as well. So it does take time in that regard.
Lieutenant, where was he last seen, and do you have any reason to believe that he had help in getting away, a getaway driver? He was apparently walking towards the freeway. Was that where people saw him last?
The surest thing I have right now is just from the security camera footage from inside the store. So when he exited the building, I can't speak to routes and things like that right now because, again, it would just be speculating on there.
What did you learn about why he stopped shooting? Was he in front of you, or did he just stop?
We're 12 hours into this. More information is unfolding. I don't know what his motivations were. I don't know what his motivations was to do this. I don't know what his motivations was to continue. I don't know what his motivations was to stop. But I certainly plan to find out through the investigation to the best of our ability.
We're going to take 2 more questions.
I'm sorry, what was that? I don't know that.
Should the community be worried about going out or avoid going out or avoid areas that you guys are investigating?
Right now we would appreciate if they would stay away from the Cascade Mall, only because we're trying to get work done there and we have the area closed off, and we don't feel it's an unsafe area to be right now. It's just complicated with the closures and things like that, so we don't want any accidents there. In the broader community, no. I think it's a very safe community to be in, and what we're actually hoping for is that people will take a look at the photographs that we're producing and putting out there, and when they're out and about, if they spot that individual, to contact law enforcement. We have a couple of different ways to do that. We have a tip line number that's on there that will ring directly to our 24-hour dispatch center, and then those tips will be forwarded to investigators to follow. And there's also will be an email on there that goes to an investigations group that will receive that. And then also we have Crime Stoppers that you can make a notification to as well.
Should other businesses in the area, we get a lot of questions about, like, is Target open, should Red Robin stay away, stuff like that?
The strip mall over by Target, I understand, is open. The rest of it's closed.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. We'll be pushing some information out through our press releases and also through our Twitter and Facebook pages. We don't plan to have another press conference at this time. If we get new information that warrants a press conference, we'll let you know.
Can we get spellings on Chris's name?
Yeah, Chris Kammock, C-A-M-M-O-C-K. And again, I'm a lieutenant with Mount Vernon Police Department.
Thank you.
And that's the latest from Mount Vernon.